All right, Ultimate Oops Nation. My name is Reed Nelson. This is Yelkfoss. This is the Season 10 finale of This Week in Rec. Guerrillas, 12-0 undefeated season. Defeat the Rebels, 62-49. Talk about the victory tonight.
Probably the best, my favorite championship of all of them. I think, beating Rebels twice in a season, pretty convincingly in both. Just 12-0. It's hard to go 12-0. And I think outside of 2 games, we won every single game by double digits. So I think it was just we just ran through the league this season, and it was just everybody was clicking. Everybody had a role. It was a perfect team in terms of everybody having a specific role to play, and Billy fit in seamlessly. He's such an awesome addition. He's like Sean Marion. He does it all. So it's awesome to have him.
I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but someone said towards the end of the fourth quarter or end of the second half that they were shooting 9 of 33 from the three-point line, and then it ended up being even worse. I can't imagine the Rebels shot anything close to 40% from the field. And I'll check on that, and I'm hope I'm correct. Do the Guerrillas not get enough credit for being a solid defensive team?
Oh, before we weren't. This season, Billy helped solidify that defense. Now, we have, Helmy helps with a lot of the big guys, but then we could take Helmy out and go small, and every single one of our players can play defense. I think most people look and say, he struggles a little bit on defense, but if you put him on the right guy, he can play passing lanes. He can disrupt plays with he's got long arms, and he's got quick reflexes, so he can definitely make up for it. But we got 5 other guys that can guard probably 2 through 4 pretty comfortably, and it's all about hustle. And once the train got rolling, we really just kept going, and we just built on it game after game.
So Ahmed Helmy received a technical foul after he believed that Ryan Jansen tripped James Pinkett on what was an extremely good hustle play. I believe James Pinkett had a turnover. He went down on the other, and it just was a mess. I have the video, and I'm running it now. It was close. Is this trip 2.0? What did you see?
I really hope so. I can't wait because I'm just going to play it in front of Joe over and over and over again.
I was considering deleting it because it was Ryan. It's like my favorite player. I was like, delete. And I was like, I got to follow the story. I got to leave it.
Helmy said he thought it was blatant. He thought it was a blatant trip. He might have just done it. Maybe mine was a little bit more.
Well, yours is in the open court.
Yeah.
I've seen the video. It doesn't look good for Ryan. It doesn't look good.
Oh, Joe Neuenfeld. I cannot wait.
Okay, so that led to, again, a technical foul for Ahmed Helmy. We had an opportunity to speak with Ahmed Helmy after the win. Here's that interview now. Okay. All right, UH Nation, I'm here with Ahmed Helmy. Your second Gold Cup, correct?
That's right.
How does it feel?
Feels really good. I don't think it feels as good as the first one. But it still feels really good. The first one's always a little special. It's a family show, so I won't tell you what it kind of feels like the first one, but it feels really good. This one feels really good, too.
Is there a team you'd have rather beaten here than the Rebels?
Absolutely, positively, absolutely not. It's just the history, how much, animosity there is, how much...
Stop it. Get off of me.
We have a classless teammate. He's celebrating his birthday, though. He's 30. It's all downhill from here. Let him have his fun. But, yeah, just the animosity and the hatred you said 16 games. It feels like 116, to be honest with you, because we know them inside out. They know us inside out. And it's a toss-up, but we kicked their ass tonight, so it's cool.
You really frustrated them shooting the ball. What was the game plan coming in defensively for you guys?
Well, defensively, we know they have a few cogs. They got DuPont, Jansen, Cody's a shooter, and obviously big fella, Kloby down low. Our game plan was to suffocate them up top and double Kloby when he gets the ball. And on offense, our game plan was we have 3 ball handlers in at all times, usually Noe, Bryant, and the X factor of the season's been Billy, because when you throw DuPont and Jansen on 2 of them, you give Billy the ball and he kind of brings it up at will. and it kind of opened up things for us all across. Got them scrambling. Brian got some layups. It was a total team effort.
You said the first one meant a little more. Do you feel the drive dying every time you win a Gold Cup? I mean, to be honest.
Well, yeah, like the first one, there's there's no passion and drive. Honestly, when there's a picture I took and I kept showing it to everybody, like, hey, we won the Gold Cup. And everybody was saying, you've never looked so happy in your entire life. Like, that's how pathetic my life is. I've never looked so happy in my entire life. But this one was, we had 11-0 going into tonight. And I felt like there's a special group of guys. We sacrificed all season, minutes. We had MVPs coming off the bench. Like, Noe came off the bench one game. Chris came off the bench the other game. That's a lot of ego, not like them not having egos, just being able to say, hey, I'll come off the bench. It's cool, So that kind of, the camaraderie and playing for each other was the drive, really, for this season.
Who's keeping the Gold Cup?
Izzy's got one. I'm going to try to sneak this one if he's not looking.
All right, thanks, Ahmed. Congratulations. That was Ahmed Helmy. Now his second Gold Cup, the Guerrillas' second Gold Cup. 12-0. Does that make it better? Obviously, but I got to ask the question.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not about the 12-0. Outside of the Muskies and Big Smash, which is a 1-point game and a 3-point game, like I said, I think the closest game after that was 11 points, and that was week 1. And then everything else was 13 plus. In the playoffs, not a single game was single digits.
Okay, so we got Paul Ferber got called for what was an elbow. We have the video. It wasn't egregious. It wasn't bad. But I do have a question. What was the call there? Because Brian went to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Nobody around. Did he call a tech?
Yeah, I think he called a tech or a flagrant or something. Because I think it's one of those protect the player's head type of thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
him in the head.
It's like the college rule. If you clear out a player and you make contact with an elbow to the head, they call that a flagrant or a technical. I'm not sure what it's called in college, what the actual terminology was, but he swung his elbow to clear, hit Bryant, and it was above the shoulder, above the neck, so they call it a tech or flagrant. And
then the Dustin DuPont box out, it looked like a clean box out to me, but he got called for a push there. I was a little confused with that, but I think you were on the end of that box out.
I think more or less, he didn't necessarily. I was in front of him. He more or less threw his body, I believe, just threw his body into me. I think that's what they called. But obviously he was behind me or next to me. I can't really remember the play. It was in the first half, so I can't remember. But I believe they just called him for just more or less throwing a shoulder, throwing his body into me as opposed to, actually just boxing out.
Okay, so interesting start to the game. Paul Ferber actually matches up with Noe Mendez. Brilliant or brutal?
Well, I think I don't know who drew that game plan up, but that was not bright. You take Paul away from the paint. You make him guard Noe, who can beat him off the dribble and get to the hoop. And Paul's not a very good man-to-man defender. He's just not. He's a really good weak side, help side guy. And putting him on Noe was just. It allowed Noe to get comfortable, get going. He didn't have to worry about Dustin, and he got everybody else involved, and we just got a rhythm based off of it. So I think what it really is a testament to is the fact that the Guerrillas have now shifted and gotten under the Rebels. They now they're thinking, well, now we have to keep changing our game plan to try to figure out the Guerrillas. The Guerrillas have seemed to figure out the Rebels, and now the Rebels are reeling, trying to figure out, okay, well, we can't play our normal game because they figured that part out. So I think they tried to throw Paul in there to see if it works, but to experiment in the finals, that's just.
I think you're being. You know who drew it up. So are you taking a shot at Joe Neufeld right now?
If this was Joe's idea, Joe, that might have been the worst idea of all time. And here's the thing. I love Joe. I love Joe. I love his passion for the game. He gets a little sensitive and emotional about things, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But he hasn't been around for 4 years. So if he's calling the shots, he doesn't know how the games are going. He doesn't understand the flow of the games. He doesn't know how the games are played. He doesn't know how the games are reffed. And if they all stamp of approval Paul guarding Noe, I just can't figure out why? Usually I can see, okay, well, they're putting Paul on Noe because of – I can't even think of anything. Can you think of a reason why putting Paul on Noe is a good idea?
Well, I don't know why it would be a good idea, but it's still a good – I mean, Paul can guard anybody.
No, he can't.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. You made the point that they're taking him out of the paint, which hurts, but I think he can guard Noe. I don't think that's an awful matchup, personally.
Did you watch the first 7 minutes of the game?
Yeah, I was around for it.
Noe can get to the hoop whenever he wants on Paul. Paul can't.
He does that to a lot of people, though.
But Paul is not a good man defender. Chris Maher kills Paul. You can't put Paul on Bryant. He'll kill him. You can't put him on Noe. Absolutely not.
So where would you put him?
If I were them, I would have just put him on Billy and hope Billy – because Billy – here's the thing. On the free ballers, Billy is just an absolute animal. On the Guerrillas, he defers to Noe, Chris, and Bryant, and he, like I said, he turns into that Sean Marion do-it-all Swiss Army knife, right? He can bring the ball up. He can score, but he prefers to just be a jack of all trades. So you put Paul on Billy, and you say, okay, well, I'm going to let you take a few shots, and I'm going to see if you can beat us. But you do not put Paul on the engine, which is Noe, because we just keep – our train rolls down the tracks with Noe. If Noe plays poorly and plays with his head down and gets stuffed, in terms of smothered on defense, we get derailed a little bit and we have to figure out what to do. With Paul guarding Noe, it gets him going and it frees everybody else up. And it just builds momentum. So we built that momentum. I mean, at the first few minutes, we didn't go to Noe. We talked about getting the ball moving. But then after 2-3 minutes, I'm like, Paul is still on Noe. I said, forget it. Let's isolate. And Noe kept isolating Paul, and he made him pay. So I think it was an awful decision. And I think it ultimately prevented them from running away at the beginning of the game and let us get back into it. So I think that was pretty decisive, that decision.
Now, the Rebels generally an above-average free throw shooting team. They go 16 of 29 tonight. Just a little above 50%. I mean, it wouldn't have made all the difference in the game, but it would have certainly helped.
We got 2 technicals, and they missed all 4 free throws. I'm surprised they shot over 50% because they were missing free throw after free throw, especially in the second half. I can't remember a free throw that they made. So
we had an opportunity also to speak with Noe Mendez, so we'll chat with Noe right now. All right, UH Nation, I'm here with Noe Mendez, 6th Gold Cup. First, just your reaction. How does it feel?
Feels great. Couldn't be more happier. Chris got the MVP last night. 12-0.
I believe that's the record.
No, can't get any better than that.
And I asked Ahmed the exact same question, but coming against the Rebels, is there any team you'd rather beat than the Rebels? Does it feel the best coming from them?
Of course it does. Honestly, going onto that court and playing them, I hate them. On the court, I hate each and every one of them. I mean, they're off the court, they're good guys, but nothing feels greater than beating them, especially in the championship.
I noticed you were giving Dustin, you were trying to get him, you were giving him crap. Is your goal to kind of get under their skin a little bit towards the end there? Is that kind of how you play?
Yes and no. I mean, that's kind of how I just feel myself. I mean, if you want to call it getting into the head, I don't think I really do. I mean, I can, but that's not my motivation. I like to be in your face. I like to, when we're winning, I want to know that, I want the ball and I'm going to do whatever I can to win. How does it feel to be 12-0?
We haven't talked about that at all. It is a rarity now in Ultimate Hoops to have an undefeated season. You're 12-0. How does that feel?
Feels great. I mean, 12-0, being a 1 seed, we got the hardest road to the championship. We had to play Bulls North, Bulls South, Free Ballers, and, the Rebels. So it feels great, even better. Makes the championship even hell of a lot better.
Blackhawks tied at 2 with the Lightning. They will win the series in how many games?
6.
So they're going to sweep it out.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Noe. That was Noe Mendez. Now his 6th Gold Cup. One of my you spoke just about technicals. I have one of those technicals on video of Bryant Marmol throwing the ball at the back of Dustin DuPont. I thought they were buddies. Are they buddies?
Not on the court.
It doesn't appear so.
I mean, Dustin hates everybody on the court. I hate Dustin on the court. He's just a douche on the court. And he's not like he's a sore loser. Dustin's probably the sorest loser in the history of rec. He doesn't want to shake your hand. He didn't. I mean, my mom brought birthday cake in today.
I can think of a few sore losers.
He didn't want to take my
Dustin
birthday
DuPont.
cake. No, I mean I'm just giving him crap, but it gets physical, and Dustin's a really chippy player, physical player, and I think Bryant didn't like the slap. It was a soft. Bryant kind of was soft on getting upset about that. Dustin fouled him. He got the call, and then he threw the ball at him. It's just a boneheaded play. Helmy's technical was also a boneheaded play. A lot of play. I get under people's skin. That's kind of like what I like to do. And Dustin does the same, and he gets in people's heads. But here's the thing with the Rebels is the Guerrillas are no longer afraid to play the Rebels. You felt it before. Once we won that championship, something's changed with our demeanor on the court when we play them, and it was evident by the regular season game, and it was evident in this game. There wasn't a moment during the game outside of the first 3 minutes where you felt that the Guerrillas were not in control of that game, and that edge that the Rebels had of having the Guerrillas always think that the Rebels are there, really close, and they can pull ahead. That's gone for the Rebels. So it'll be interesting to see next season if the Guerrillas fade again like we did, and
Get soft, yeah.
and just kind of lollygag through the regular season and have a tough road and get bounced early. But I have a feeling that we're gonna.
Well, do you want to be a dynasty or not? Because right now you only have 2 Gold Cups, but you've also got a 12-game winning streak going. So there's that to keep intact.
Yeah. I think the record is 23 by the Turtles.
We'll have to check.
I think it is.
You're 30 today.
Yeah.
So is this a pretty good 30th birthday present?
Oh, yeah. It's awesome. I mean, I wanted 2 things today. I wanted the girls to win a championship, and I wanted LeBron to go up 3-1 in the finals. I don't think I don't know what the score is. I haven't checked, but I think the Warriors are going to win by 20+ tonight. That's my prediction, but the Gold Cup's good enough.
All right, sir. Well, that's it. Season 10 finale of This Week in Rec. We'll see everybody.
Bill Elwell was 11-1 this season. I just want to. Can we put an asterisk?
Billy Elwell, 11-1. He lost last night in the Final Four game. We'll see you a couple days after the 4th of July, I guess.
That's right.
So thanks for watching. We'll see you next season.